Hey guys, this is John here in Los Angeles with the Alpha Channel update for Monday, November 4th, 2024. And today's conflicted card, deck number 1, is the Jack of Diamonds. Your urban city is burning to the ground and you have to bug out. You have plenty of food and water for your family, plenty, and then some, but all you have is a 9mm pistol. A friend calls and says he needs food and water, but he has lots of weapons. What would you be interested in trading? He has a .22 rifle, a 12-gauge pump shotgun, or a .308 rifle. Again, all you have is the 9mm pistol. What would you take and why? So after we do Conan the King, number 22, we'll come back and answer that. This is the third time I've recorded this today. The first one was blurry. The second one was out of frame. And I hope this one I hope this one works because we're running out of time. I didn't know about these guys until I opened this morning. I think I may have read this a long time ago, but I certainly didn't remember it. Conan has a bodyguard crew called the Black Dragons, who are like super elite, middle-aged, badasses. And the very first panel is one of them looking over his shoulder and says, "You ready to die, boy?" Like they're coming up against something tough. And obviously he's one of the more experienced members because he's asking someone in the group. And they go on to explain, he tells them which battles he's been to. And they tell him, look, we fight dragons, we fight monsters and wizards. We don't fight battles. When we do fight battles, that's, that's the easy stuff. The only easy day was yesterday, right? These guys are like the elite. And almost immediately, they get jumped by these monsters. Not monsters, these savages, these outlaws, who really aren't that much of a threat. And they make short work of them. One of them tries to escape into the bush, and down at the bottom, there's a guy waiting for them. This is Jeff Isherwood drawing, and Alan Delinitz is the writer. This guy is about to attack this black dragon with an axe. He gets an elbow to the face. I was wondering what happened there. He's getting an elbow to the face. Then we get this bit where they cut back and forth to Aquilonia to do exposition, because just staying with the black dragons, you really kind of don't know what's going on. They are a subset of a larger story. Having recorded this 3 times today and looked up a few things about this issue, I understand a little bit more about what's going on. Some witch, queen, or whatever, sent the black dragons out to the salt marshes to find something. And while they were gone, Conan was poisoned, and Conn is already dead. That's like accepted by everyone. And so Conan is recovering from being poisoned. Queen Zenobia is helping him. Back out in the salt marshes, the black dragons are being pursued by some croaking monster that they can hear but have not found yet. Sorry about that. And they keep coming upon like strange, this is a murdered, like a monster dog. Oh, and here, I should back up and explain what happens right here. Right here, the young soldier almost gets bit by a viper, and one of his comrades throws an axe and kills it. If you guys can see that, the second page. And then they find this dog or warthog or small bear murdered and uneaten, which is strange. And here we get this bit. This is the wizard who is responsible for all this nonsense, and the rich landowner who has hired him to kill Conan and destroy his family and destroy the black dragons. And they are going to send Prince Conn's cape and rings out to the marshes for those black dragons to find. Here we get this bit where Queen Zenobia and her daughter are having a little bit of exposition back and forth. She's getting hassled by the courtly ladies who think she's a barbarian. And then her youngest son thinks he doesn't measure up to Conn, and his father doesn't care about him because he got reprimanded for not showing enough courage under fire. We cut back to the Black Dragons, who are still out in the salt marshes. They are having a rough time of it. This is just more exposition, kind of heightening the stakes or raising the tension a little bit. It's 2 pages of it. I think they could have done it in 1. A big part of it is highlighting the new guy, but I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say it's unnecessary. Here we get more in Aquilonia, where everyone is giving Queen Zenobia a hard time. They actually openly threaten her rule because Prince Conn is dead and Conan is sick. And basically that's as far as the other nobles are concerned, that's a vote of no confidence. Back out to the salt marshes where the Black Dragons have like pitched camp, started to fire. And then they start hearing the demon again. Whatever it is they're out there looking for, it's nearby. And they go searching for it, and they find it. It's this giant green tentacled monster. It has some sort of acid for blood. They attack it and don't get very far. Its green hide is very thick. They can't really get through it. They discover that what they need to do is attack its underside. Oh, I got to back up a page too, because there's a bit I forgot. The new guy is sitting out here by himself, and they kind of talk shit on him a little bit. The other soldiers, the other Black Dragons are like, I bet he's rethinking his choice to join us. And then the monster attacks, and he's still kind of outside the main group. And he sets the thing on fire. He sets a fire ring around it while the other soldiers are fighting it off. One of them gets crushed. You can see down here, they're trying to attack its hide and they can't get past it. The very bottom panel, second from the right, is you see a hand sticking out from under the monster. So some of the Black Dragons have been killed by this monster. And then they say, we've got to attack its underside. And they do a bunch of damage to the pink, soft belly of the creature. And this other guy, Ulrich, something like that. He's got a weird spelled name. He discovers you can set it on fire, and he sets a ring of fire around it. And that beats it. We cut back to Aquilonia, where Queen Zenobia doesn't know how she's going to hang on. And back in the salt marshes again, they find Prince Conn's cape and royal signet ring. And so they're going back to Aquilonia. And so this whole thing, this whole issue, the last one I saw was King Conan #9. I was surprised to find out Conn was dead. But it's part of the story. It seems like an accepted part of the story until we get past these pages of ads, because there's still a lot of comic left. There's still quite a bit of pages here. And then we get Conan, the son. That is Prince Conn. This is about a year later. It's written by, again, Alan Zelenitz, and drawn by Mark Silvestri. So Prince Conn is a little bit older. He's been taken hostage. He's a slave. He's being sold as a slave. He's bought by by the groundskeeper or the slave keeper of a wealthy landowner, the wrangler for a wealthy landowner. Now, I wonder if this was written where they just gave Mark Silvestri a page of outline and told him to go nuts, and he did. So Conan's son, Prince Conn, gets sold as a slave. He fights back a couple times whenever the opportunity presents itself, whenever someone suitably insults him or disrespects him. And this is him getting, what for as a slave. They do take him to the royal estate and put him in a bathtub. This looks like Xavier's mansion, doesn't it? I just thought that this time. But so he gets cleaned up, and the slave girl likes him, obviously. And then he gets introduced to the landowner, who calls him a slave, and he attacks him again, says, I'm a prince. And this slave girl and he are, you know, she's clearly, the wheels are turned, the gears are turning in her mind. She's got a plan. And so later on in his prison cell, she comes in and says, look, I want your word that if I help you get out of here, you'll take me with you. And he's like, of course I would. Sure I would. Help me get out of here. And she asked him, are you really a prince? Yes, I'm really a prince. I'm not just lying to you. I really am. And she's like, well, I have the key. The horse is ready. All we have to do is go, and we're out. Take me with you. And he's like, okay, let's do it. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Mark Silvestri. They go. The guy, one of the guards, catches them, grabs her by the heel, and puts a dagger through her chest, killing her instantly. Conn is heartbroken. This was how his father met his mother, and he just watched her get killed, and he can't even avenge her. What a heartbreaking end. And for Mark Silvestri, I know there's a Conan that he did. I think it's 235. I don't have it yet. I'm going to get it. But God, what a heartbreaking story to draw. To show the guys, you know, first love get murdered like that. Get killed like that. That's terrible. Legacy of a Mad Scientist, Legend of Ashley Fox. 2 amazing audiobooks here for you guys on YouTube for free. You can download the ebooks from Smashwords for free, or buy them from Amazon for $1, or buy the paperbacks from Amazon. I think they're $8 each, or maybe $16 each. We also have a comic book for you guys, a PDF here in the description. Ashley Fox, Ninja Babysitter number 6, Last Valkyrie. 1 through 5 aren't drawn yet, but number 6 is out there for you guys to take a look at. Conflicted Jack of Diamonds. Which gun do you go for if you have a 9 and plenty of food, and you're presumably leaving an urban environment for a rural environment? That's a key detail, okay? If you're staying in the urban environment, take the 12 gauge, maybe even the 22. But if you're going out into a rural environment, take the 308 Creedmoor. They didn't say it's a Creedmoor, it might be something else. A 300 Winchester is a good one, Winchester Magnum. That's a great rifle. You want a long-range rifle, especially if you're going out into a rural area. You can use it for home defense, but you can use it for hunting. You can use it for hunting every day. You only need to be successful with 1 bullet when you're out hunting. 2 or 3 is not how it's done. So, you know, bullets go a lot longer when you're out looking for deer than when you're out looking for 2-legged scavengers. It's a different fight. So, yeah. Now, in terms of what do I want to talk about today, there is something I do want to talk about, and why am I doing this, and I have a different way to phrase it. What does winning look like for me? Right now, I don't even have to make this a full-time job. What I need to do is, there's a few obstacles, but my everyday is pretty good. I can't complain. But winning for me would be to get the game working and running, and have that promoting people's comics, my own and other people's, and to have that promoting merchandise as well. To have a store in a video game to sell real things. That is a level, that gives me everything I want. That gives me a racing game. It's going to be a racing game. And it gives me a soundtrack, so I get to negotiate with musical artists I really love and put out and publish an album for the studio, because video games get albums now. That would be awesome. There's definitely some artists I want to promote. And that it's the collaboration part. The thing about doing comics, I love doing it with Jay. It's great, but I want to work with more people too. And yes, money would be nice, of course. But getting the stuff out there, that's what it's about. I was talking to Jay today, and one of the things we're going to do, I've been working on these angel images. I think I'll put a string of them here at the end of this. If we got to do toys for them, we would include comic books behind them, like the old He-Man, this small sort of ash can in color comics, and we would tell the story of how they became a Valkyrie, the incident where they sacrificed themselves to save the life of a child. So that would be cool. Getting to hire your friends, you know, really just getting to do this, getting it up and moving and rolling and making money, and you know, that would be winning. And for that part of it, I'm doing it now. So the journey, this is a ton of fun for me. I keep saying this, but I wrote the best chapter of the epic that I'm working on right now. It's called Stone Soup or Stone Securities Group. I'm not sure what the title is going to be. Jay has a different title for it completely that I can't even remember, because I think it's called City of Angels or something like that. But working on that, you know, creating problems for my characters and then coming up with clever solutions. I thought I was stuck. This last one took me 3 days to solve, and I'm really glad I did, and it worked out really well. I got everything I wanted, although it wasn't the way I expected it. So don't take yes for an answer. Don't turn down yes for an answer because it's not the yes you're looking for. That's a lesson to learn in life. Talk to you guys tomorrow.